Bonjour tout le monde, welcome to Nice on the French Riviera. This weekend, playing host to one of the biggest battles. It's the 2024 Hyrox World Championships. Over the last 2 days, we have seen medals awarded, dreams realised, and also ambitions completely crushed. There is 1 day left, and that day, one of the biggest competitions for the nations. It is the mixed team relay. Multiple athletes coming together, the best of their best in their country, laying it all out on the floor. Expect fireworks, dynamic racing, and a whole heap of fun. Strap yourselves in and come along for the ride.
Ladies and gentlemen out there on the screens, this is the moment we've been waiting for.
Well, here we are in the heart of Nice. Honestly, an incredible weekend is finally coming to a close. We've started things off with our Elite 15 and we end with an Elite Mixed Relay. This is something that's never been done before and we're debuting it here in the south of France, the French Riviera, really bringing it home after a weekend full of community, camaraderie, and some of the best Hyrox racing that we have seen any single year through history. And as the crowds come into the venue, well, now seems like a really appropriate time to say thank you for everyone who got involved, who took to the floor, and who also gave up their time to judge. Like these guys right here! It's one of the amazing things about our sport, isn't it, Greg? That people are willing to give up their time for free for the sake of making sure our athletes have the most wonderful experience. And these guys were fabulous throughout World Championships.
Yeah, it is. We couldn't do it without them. They've been fantastic from start to finish. Absolutely brilliant.
We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. But I do hear you need to get everything cleaned up for the mixed relay, so we will see you a little bit later. Greg, we kicked things off on Friday. It's been a big old weekend, to say the least, but the Elite 15 racing did not disappoint.
No, it didn't. I've spoken to a lot of people this weekend. I think the general consensus is they are two of the best races we've seen in the history of Hyrox. Amazing. Genuinely
was. What about the podiums? Just taking a little look at the women's first, somewhat, I mean, I'm going to say unexpected, but it wasn't, but it was.
First place wasn't necessarily unexpected. Megan Jacoby, we thought it was going to be a battle between Megan and Lauren Weeks throughout the race. Megan ultimately dominated and finished in a time of sub-60s, one of the fastest times ever. Then for the second and third spot, there was a lot of excitement. There was chaos at the finishing line. There were no reps. There was people crossing the line and having to go back. But ultimately, Lauren Weeks crossed the line in second place, and then Vivian Tafuto in third.
I adored that race, but the carnage at the end was something else, wasn't it?
It really was, yeah. It was like, it was so much confusion, so much chaos. No one really knew what was going on for a while, but yeah, fantastic end to a fantastic race.
Sounds exactly what we're going to experience with the mixed relay.
I think there's a good chance, yeah.
And we've got a brand new European champion on the men's side as well, in Alexander Ronchevich.
Yeah. What a race! Like from start to finish, really, like three guys at least had a great battle at the start. Alexander Ronchevich, probably the most consistent athlete in the history of Hyrox, ultimately finally getting that win that he's so badly craved. And then Michael Sambach and James Kelly ultimately coming in third. Hunter McIntyre, probably the favourite for the race, finishing in fifth.
If you look through that list of people, what you do see, though, is a number of names who have been offered this incredible opportunity to host and captain their country in the mixed relay. You've got Graham Halliday, Beau Wills, Alexander Ronchevich, Michael Sandbach, James Kelly, Pelayo Fernandez, they're all racing under the colours of their country, and that's something a little bit special too.
Yeah, it is. It's a chance for these athletes to represent their countries tonight, and that's really special to them. I think a lot of people have been looking forward to this race, like not just the spectators, but these athletes. I think it's a really special moment for them tonight.
There are things that we can learn from that Elite 15 race, I feel, that will apply to today. What they have done is opened a few doors, so things maybe aren't quite as hot. But this back and forth between the athletes, the humidity and heat that we've experienced over the past 3 days could play a part today. Yeah,
it's an interesting venue. It seems to be chewing up some people and spitting them out. He said that there is heat here and it is affecting some athletes more than others, but certainly it's had an impact on some of the Elite 15 on Friday night, but then certainly some of the age groupers over Saturday and Sunday as well.
You can tell the DJ's getting ready, can't you? Let's bring the noise here in Nice. This race, though, the back and forth between these three gentlemen, well, for the beginning anyway, and then Hunter perhaps not living up to the expectation we expected. What can we read into that?
I think it's just a case of the field has improved so much and really closed the gap on him. By all accounts, Hunter had a great training block. He felt he was in like some of the best shape of his life. I think he thought he could get the world record, but he now has so much competition, and Michael Sandbach and Alex Ronchevich in particular really tested him early on in the race and ultimately did the job.
What's really exciting is so many of these gentlemen will be racing later. An opportunity for some for maybe a little bit of redemption, and an opportunity for others to back up their incredible performances across the weekend. But if you guys at home, as Alex hits the gong, want to relive the epicness that was Friday Night Lights for the Elite 15, you can, of course, head to the Hyrox YouTube, where we've got all of the highlights and the content from the last 2 days of racing, which, of course, Greg, includes a lot of the age group, and that's what's been going on for the last 2 days. I've been at the finish line, and the atmosphere has just been electric.
Yeah. I don't think I've experienced an atmosphere at a Hyrox event like we've had this weekend. And from Friday night, we were saying like just how amazing it felt, even before the athletes were in, before the opening ceremony. And since then, it's just got better and better throughout the weekend. Amazing stuff.
You were right in the thick of
it. Yeah. I raced a few hours ago. There's a good chance I'm going to cramp up live on air, so no laugh. But
we've got a chair handy. Who's got a chair for Greg? There you are. Look at you. Look at that fine figure of a man.
Wow. Yeah. I done mixed doubles with Jane Urbacher. Amazing partner. We finished in 1:04, 22nd in our age group. It was a great race, great fun. Loved it.
Talk me through those wall balls, because obviously we had so many problems with them over the course of the Elite 15 race.
Yeah.
How was it?
Do you know what?
Used to the counters?
I must admit, I felt pretty strong in wall balls in my recent races, but the heat today got to me by the end of this race, and the wall balls in particular were very tough. And I think a lot of the Elite 15 can relate to that as well. It felt harder than normal today.
Were there a particular station where it really hit home?
It was towards the end of the race, so like the lunges and then the wall balls, for me at least, was when it started to get hot and sweaty and hard, yeah.
Honestly, I think you can be so proud of yourself. You might not have walked away with a world championship, but it was a solid performance.
Thank you.
But guess what? Over the course of this weekend, we have actually crowned up to 32 brand new and repeat world champions, which is actually something really special, because a lot of these guys don't spend their entire life working to be a professional athlete. They all have jobs, they all have commitments, and they come here and this is the pinnacle of the year. And how much training goes into a moment like that?
A lot. People are treating this sport quite seriously, and like you say, they've got jobs, they've got families, but they're really quite dedicated to this, and this weekend has been special for them. It's meant a lot to them, and you've seen like that big part of the atmosphere is because of how much it means to people and their families and their friends. So yeah, it's really been special.
So one of the moments, and we always talk about it like Hyrox moments, those things that just, I don't know, warm you inside and give you butterflies. Peter Langston, he was our 75-plus male athlete, the last man out on the floor and our oldest in the field. I mean, Sport's all about moments like this.
Yeah, amazing atmosphere. We often talk about how Hyrox is for everybody, all ages. It is so accessible to people, and yeah, what a fantastic example of that, and what a fantastic example of the community and in the sport that you get in this sport as well. He smashed it.
He's amazing. Yeah. And also, it was so late by this point. He had raced up until 9:30. He had pre-warned race organisers that he would need at least 30 minutes to complete the wall balls. Can you imagine doing 30 minutes of wall balls and actually just to have the mental capacity to just keep going? I know. And with the heat and everything like that, it's a different race when it takes that much time. But it's fantastic. Love to see it. It makes me so happy. So much inside, as does the youth of the sport as well. And we have one very special girl coming through. And for the very first time, she took her World Championship win. What can you tell us about Lucy Proctor?
Yeah, Lucy, the sport has grown a huge amount across the world, but particularly in the UK, there's thousands and thousands of athletes. But one that's often talked about the most is Lucy Proctor. She's really young, but so much promise. Really got a good head on her, a great future in the sport, and an amazing runner, really competitive, and she just keeps getting better and better and better.
She really did, and I was lucky enough that when she had banged the gong and settled into her new title of World Champ of the 16 to 24, she also had time for a little chat with me. Lucy, World Champion in the 16 to 24, clearly emotional. Sum up this moment.
Honestly, I can't believe it. I've worked so hard for this. I've been visualizing this for months. I competed last year and came 8th, and I said next year I'm going to come back and I'm going to win, and that's exactly what I've worked for. I played my race, did my plan, trusted the plan. Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm just so grateful to everyone around me, everyone that's made this possible, my coach, my mum, anyone that's close to me. You know who you are. Yeah, I just can't believe it. It's amazing.
Smashed it, great job.
Thank you so much.
She's just such a likeable character, isn't she? She's just one of those girls that you can't wait to really build in. And fingers crossed we get to experience her racing in the Elite 15 next year. Now, her medal contributed to an incredible overall tally for England in the individual age group racing. Take a little look. England, Spain, Germany before the USA, which actually came as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. And like I said, sport has grown a huge amount in England, so you might expect that because there are so many thousands of athletes competing. But I remember saying in recent years, it's a surprise to see England haven't done so well in this kind of table. But I know, anecdotally, just how much time and effort people are putting into this sport, and it's paying dividends now.
It really is, and it's so cool to see it laid out like that. It feels very Olympic in nature, which kind of feels really relevant given we're building up to Paris 2024. Yeah. But much like the Olympics and with Hyrox, there was a lot of surprises as well, and one of them came in the men's 40 to 49, and Geoffrey Voisin having to withdraw. We're going to see him in the relays later tonight, but can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, so Geoffrey, certainly probably the favourite for that category in the individual. He came into the wall balls in the lead, leading by at least a minute. We've seen him perform very strongly on the wall balls, often going unbroken, but he did one rep and then unfortunately had to pull out. I think ultimately the heat had gotten to him, and then he had to be taken away by the medics.
To back that up though, he did come back today and race in doubles. We'll hear from him a little bit later on. And he was definitely back to his old self. He was on the wall balls right here in front of me. And every time, I feel like, can I do it? Shall I do it? Every time he dropped down to wall ball, he gave a little wiggle. So he's definitely, I can't believe I just did that on live television, never again.
It was a great squat.
Yeah, did I hit depth?
Yeah, it was
good.
Thank
you very much. But long story short, we're excited to see him race tonight under the French banners, and it was great to see him take a world championship after everything that had happened. But what that did do in the individual age group race is it opened the door for a Portuguese man that we know all too well.
Yeah, Thiago Lusa came in, and I mean, both of them we know well. We've seen them in the Elite 15 races in the past. Really, really strong athletes. And yeah, ultimately, Thiago Lusa came in and took the 40 to 44 category.
He did. I mean, it's a great battle, both of them. Whoever would have won would have been great to see. And Thiago Lusa, though, on top this time. He's also leading our Portuguese relay team. I caught up with him a little bit earlier on. Thiago, a proud day for Portugal. You are the world champion in the 40 40 to 44. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. It's 4 years of training, doing Hyrox, coaching many athletes, Portuguese and not just Portuguese, and my main goal is to inspire others. I'm 41 years old and I want the kids with 20, 25, and even kids at the age of my sons, 12, 13, to start doing sports, and Hyrox is perfect.
You absolutely smashed it. Enjoy the moment with your family.
Marta, my wife, she's always with me. She's here among the crowd, and my kids back home and grandparents and parents that are taking care of them. Thank you very much. Your support means everything for us.
So from one Elite 15 athlete, albeit not this year, to another two, the men's doubles was spectacular. David Megida and Dylan Scott crossing to take a world championship, only 10 seconds faster than their next nearest, who are the Belgian lads we're going to see on the relay team. But that was an exciting battle.
It was an exciting battle. That had been expected. A lot of people have said to me, have you seen the lineup in the 30 to 39 men's doubles category? So many people had said that to me this weekend, so we knew it was going to be a great race. There were so many great teams in it. But yeah, Dylan Scott and David Megida performed unbelievably strongly on, like I say, a really tough division and taking the win against the Belgian lads.
I got the best sweaty hug. Best sweaty hug in my life. And also, though, Fabi Eisenlauer and Jennifer Nicolaus in a category that was shocked, the mixed doubles, full of Elite 15 talent. Two people who are a bit more on the fringes coming out on top.
Yeah. And I think them winning, because they're great runners, like they come, Fabi comes from a triathlon background, and Jennifer Nicolaus is known for her running and her doubles in the sport in particular. I think it shows that the doubles is a little bit more about the running than the individual race. But yeah, they had some serious competition today. They beat out Jonathan Wynn and Simone Feld, and Jihadis and Florian Gast, Pelayo Menendez and his wife Elena. So yeah, they had to really show up today, and they did, yeah.
Let's hear from them now, shall we? Fabi, Jenny, you are world champions in a field that was stacked full of Elite 15 talent. How proud are you to be standing here right now?
Well, first of all, I'm really proud of Jenny because we decided on Monday to do the race because she was like injured, and now she got into the race, and it was all her performance today, and I'm really proud of her. So the achievement was huge for us.
Jenny, how deep did you have to dig for your partner and to come out on top?
So very much. He is amazing. He's my champ. He did the race and I only won. Yes, he's amazing. I'm so thankful. Yes, I'm happy. And we world champion.
Yeah! Guys, massive congratulations. Enjoy the moment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And I wish all the people here a nice evening, and maybe we see you in the after party.
Yeah, of course you will. I mean, we're already talking about after parties. We've still got gents out on the floor working through their warbles. It's so cool and inspirational to see. What else is cool and inspirational? All of our Elite 15 athletes doing it in the age groups as well. And some who aren't Elite 15 doing multiple races across the weekend. Katrin Hume was unbelievable. Tell us about her racing weekend.
So Katrin raced yesterday in the individual and done fantastically. She then raced today along with Sam Bilby in the women's doubles, winning their age group. And then very shortly after, I think it was a very short time.
1 hour after banging the gong as a world champion with Sam Bilby, she was at the start line to race with her partner, Greg Foot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. And we've talked about the heat in this venue. That must drain you even more than normal. So to do 3 races in 1 weekend to a very high level, I should add, is amazing. I know Sam Bilby was very similar. She ran yesterday. Injury affected her race towards the end, but for her to show up and get that win today, amazing. Yeah.
They called that race a little bit of redemption because I think their individual racing didn't quite go to plan. But other people who have run 3 races this weekend, well, Kate Davey, Zara Piergiani, they were both in the Elite 15 on Friday night. Come today, they were racing doubles, took the World Championship win. And tonight, we are going to see them in Team England in the mixed relay. I caught up with them after their World Championship win. Ladies bringing a World Championship title back to Great Britain and doing it as very close friends. Does it make it all the more special?
Yeah, it's incredible. Look, it's been an unbelievable season for us both, and I think to have this as a bookend and do it together side by side was the most special way to end what's been like an unbelievable weekend. couldn't have wished for a better partner. She literally dragged me around.
Kate, 3 races in one weekend. How are you both doing this?
Yeah, not a lot of sleep at the moment because my adrenaline is high. So, yeah, I was just as excited for this race as I was my elite race. I call her my Hyrox wife. We've been kind of doing it from the start together, best buddies. And as she said, it's just so special to finish this weekend. Well, nearly finish it, but just doing it together and out there together because that's how we started this sport.
That was all really good until Eddie just walked straight through an interview. But girls, massive congratulations. I enjoy this moment, but also I'll see you back here in 4 hours. Well, 4 hours have become 1 hour as the guys are cheering on the final wall ball athletes. Our attention is going to turn to the mixed relay. Greg, this concept has never been A, broadcast or B, seen at an elite or pro level. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, so we've had mixed relays at events before, but never people representing their countries. So tonight we've got 20 teams, 20 countries being represented, 4 athletes representing their countries, so 80 athletes in total. Mixed doubles, so 2 men and 2 women in each team. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And how does it break down?
So 2 men, 2 women in each team, they have to do 2 stations each, so 2 runs and 2 stations each. So it's different from a doubles where you have to do all the running. It's just 2 kilometres and 2 stations in total.
Which is great because it means a whole lot of tactics.
Yeah.
Shall we meet some of the teams?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's head over, see who's lining up tonight.
I find the best athlete in France from all the sports. So I find the Angelique, Tanguy, and Jezabel.
These are the best athletes in Austria.
한국 팀이고 인천 하이록스에서 이렇게 만나게 돼서 팀을 꾸려서 나왔습니다.
We have an Ironman, Ultraman. He does everything what he can, always going an extra mile. Then we have this lovely lady. She's been training on the Olympic. And next to me, we have this beautiful brunette who always been in the fitness. And yeah, I choose those guys because they can push always an extra.
Team Spain just because of our brotherhood. In alternative, Team Austria because we also like them a lot.
Alex.
The Belgians because they're my close friends. So,
oh,
yeah.
That's nice. Probably Belgian because we can celebrate with them in our own language. Okay, Belgium it is.
에서 첫 음으로 나오는 팀이기도 하고 그래서 설레기도 하고 긴장이 되긴 하는데 우선 현재 위치에서 팀원으로서 최선을 다해서 레이스를 할 예정이에요.
Team New Zealand, for sure, 100%.
Definitely not the Americans, definitely not the Germans.
Look, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but I know we're going to win.
When it comes to Hyrox relay, we take ourselves very seriously.
Damn straight. Team New Zealand.
Oh.
I love
that. If we die, we die.
Yeah, but we're gonna die on the field.
Get ready, guys, because Team Canada's coming.
Thick.
Forza Italia! 2, 3, España!
1, 2, 3, 2!
I very much enjoyed the All Blacks pose for no reason and if we die, we die. I think that's the approach to most Hyrox races every time I try and do them, Greg, not gonna lie. But what we did is we asked you guys at home across social media who we thought who you think might take the title here tonight. And, I mean, no big surprises, Greg. The USA came out on top.
No big surprises. It's filled with Elite 15 talent. It's names very well known in the sport. But they're going to have some strong competition tonight.
Yeah, they are. It's actually really interesting because it brings up this this conversation about whether an all-out Hyrox Elite 15 team is as good as a specialist team of people who can really dial in on the particular stations, and those teams that have mixed both.
Yeah, it's a real mix of approaches to this race tonight. But one thing worth understanding is a relay is very different to a typical Hyrox race because you're only running two runs and 2 stations. like it's much shorter, much faster each time you go compared to completing a whole Hyrox race. So some teams have taken the approach of experienced Hyrox athletes. Some have gone outside of the sport and gone for like specialists, maybe a specialist rower or something, and some have gone for a mixed approach.
Humble brag, I have a bronze medal in the mixed relay, obviously not at the pro rate, just to clarify, but it's the first and only time I will end up on a Hyrox podium. I love this, but as does people like the Belgian team, who are arguably a little bit more specialist. They do relays regularly and have had once holding world record.
Yeah, they're an experienced relay team. They've raced together numerous times. They broke the world record not too long ago. Unfortunately, it was taken from them just a week later. They're experienced doubles teams and an experienced relay team. Yeah.
And now the females of the team are world championships holders. Oh my God, what am I saying? They're world champions, and I had an opportunity to catch up with them a little bit earlier.
Margot, Charlotte, world champions as a pair, sisters. What does it mean that you're on this journey together?
It's amazing. I wouldn't want to share it with everyone, with anyone except her. We know each other so well, so I think that's in our advantage. It's just, yeah, I'm really proud of us both. It was a hard journey, so it's nice that we pulled through and we did what we came here for, so really happy, really happy.
Not just the doubles, but also the mixed relay later. It's not far away. How do you turn around and recover so soon?
Yeah, we just push the button up and we try to recover as well as possible. We go to the hotel, we take a nap, we just recover and then zone on and we go again.
So the Belgians team was pretty set from the get-go, but for some of the Elite 15 athletes who have been handed the responsibility of picking their teams, that job came a little bit harder. And for one of those men, James Kelly, Till is up there right now, our third member of the team. Let's introduce you to Till Schenk, and he is with Team Australia.
All right, here we are in the warm-up zone. It is heating up properly, and I got Kane with me racing for Team Australia. Kane, first of all, warm welcome. Tell me, tonight, is it fun or is it serious business?
It's definitely serious. I've flown all the way here from Perth, Australia to rip on an erg, to ski and row, so I'm taking it seriously. But so having a great time at the same time.
Having a great time taking it serious. Now, this is the way to go. That's how we know the Australians, right? Very different team tactics. If we look at Team USA, for example, it is fully loaded with Elite 15 athletes. Now, Australia, sneaky as they are, brought in some specialists like you. What's the better tactic?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. I'll say I'm nervous to run, but I'm excited to ski and excited to row. That's the battle. Is it going to be worth taking an erger over a runner or a runner over an erger?
So obviously you're the erger, you got the ski and the row, I believe. So shout out to the erg community. What can we expect from you tonight?
Absolutely. I'm going to go full send on the ski, try and get it back together for the row. But just a shout out to everyone at home who's got a ski or a row. I spent a lot of hours staring at the wall, ripping into those things. So shout out to everyone in the erging community.
So very simple question to finish it off. Are you going to post the fastest row split of the day?
I'm going to go for the fastest ski split. I'm just going to hold on to that row as fast as I can.
Watch out for that man at the ski. Kane, good luck. Thanks so much.
Great to hear from Kane Getty there, who is, of course, JK's rowing specialist. The one that effectively could have taken a spot that our man from the Elite 15, Jonathan Wynn, could have taken. And he put a post about it on his Instagram. But these are the decisions that have to be made. How difficult do you think it is to make them?
It's a difficult decision. It's a controversial decision. No doubt about it. Will remain to be seen, like whether it plays out or not. By all accounts, Kane is a fantastic rower. I think he's an Australian champion in the row. Can go sub 3 minutes by all accounts for a kilometre. The big question is, can he run as well? Can he run and then row and ski at that sort of pace? We'll find out.
Do you think, if you know out and out that you do not necessarily have the fastest kind of all-around Hyrox team, that by bringing in these specialists, it could really change the direction of the game? It's the best chance possible of taking away a podium tonight.
Yeah. I think, I think it can be worth a gamble. If you're looking at maybe like the American team full of Elite 15 athletes, you take a gamble on some of these specialists and hope it plays out. But yeah, it's worth remembering that they don't just have to do the stations; they have to run as well. So yeah.
What about Team Ireland? They are a couple of famous faces from the world of Hyrox, but they've also employed a specialist in there as well, and someone who maybe isn't quite as relevant in the sport.
Yeah. So it's captained by Dina Hogan. Tom Hogan, her husband, is also in the team. Experienced Hyrox athletes, very fast runners. And then the guy you're referring to, Barry Watkins, an experienced canoeist. I think he's been at 10 straight World Championships representing Ireland. He is, by all accounts, a very, very fast runner. He'll be taking on the ergs, but I've seen some of his training splits doing like 250 for a kilometre. So, yeah, he could be worth a gamble, I think.
We're very used to seeing Tom and Dana racing mixed doubles together, and of course we've seen them over the last 5 years on the Elite 15 circuit, but their familiarity with the sport, how does that help?
Yeah, I think it helps. It seems like Team Ireland in particular have like been building like camaraderie in the team. The other thing worth mentioning is none of the 4 Ireland athletes have raced at all this weekend, so they're much more fresh going into this race, and then they also like specialise in their training. They know they've just got to run a kilometre and do that station. That's very different approach in training to if you've got to run a Hyrox as well.
We took a little gamble on some teams we thought might be competing against one another, and we have got Team Ireland versus Belgium in a head-to-head. There's actually probably not quite as close together as I initially anticipated, but it is very interesting to see that the regularity in which Belgium obviously train together really pays off when it comes to average PBs.
Yeah. And this is, I mean, we're comparing like different approaches, different races. Like the Belgians in particular seem to specialise in doubles in a typical Hyrox. But yeah, this is an interesting matchup because it is, Belgians are much more specialised in Hyrox compared to the approach that Team Ireland have taken.
But the Hogan wildcard in Barry Watkins, that 2-time Olympian in the canoe. Can't wait to see what he can do. But I hear that our man Till has found our Irish brethren. Let's head on over to our man on the ground.
Right, here we go. This just made my day. You can always rely on the Irish. I found an Irishman who appears to be surprisingly sober for 6 p.m. Are you?
No comment. I've had a few pale ales there beforehand just to settle the nerves. But yeah, we'll make up for lost time after the event.
There you go. That's how it's done. This is Mark. Mark, what's your relationship to the Irish team?
The girlfriend's competing in the Ireland relay team, Elvin Irwin. So we're over for a nice weekend. Watch her compete now with our team Hogan, and should be fun and interesting.
So you got the insight. She used to play Gaelic football. What strength is she bringing to the team today?
Yeah, she used to play for Donegal back in the day. But yeah, she's a very stubborn woman. So she'll put her head down and she'll dig hard for Ireland. She's not letting the hunt defeat her.
All right, there you have it. I think we don't have to ask the question. Ireland is definitely here for the fun and the competition. Good luck. Thank you very much, Mark. Let's go.
So as the athletes walk on, we've got some of the favourites coming out first, and Germany has to be one of them, Greg.
Yeah, Germany is filled with teams filled with athletes that we know typically from Hyrox. Certainly one of the favourites.
Look at the fun they are having. Team England there. We've seen 3 of them compete across the Elite 15, but Jake Williamson, a new face.
Jake Williamson, a new face, but known in Hyrox for being a very, very fast runner. I think he's earned his spot in this team tonight.
Of course, we spoke in detail about Team Australia. Of course, coming out to the land down under. We actually had to reel Harper out the way there, didn't we? Because they just suddenly started coming down the stage. We haven't, though, spoken much about Team Austria with the current world champion at their ranks. They are, what, your favourites?
Yeah, they are. I think, obviously, Alexander Ronkovic, incredibly strong athlete. Alice Shura, who he has broken the mixed doubles world record with in an incredibly fast time. And then they brought in a cross-country skier and a triathlete who, by all accounts, are very, very fast athletes. Looking forward to seeing what they can do tonight.
The Belgians. They've been here before many a time, but this time at the pro weight. What can they do?
Yeah, that's a good point. They're competing at the pro weights tonight. So if a guy is taking on the station, it's pro weights for the guys. If a lady's taking on the station, it's pro weights for the women. So it remains to be seen how that impacts like Belgium's experience in this.
Led by by Maria Fetchik, who raced on Friday. The Canadian team looking fresh.
Looking fresh, looking strong. 4 strong athletes there. Yeah, really, really good lineup.
Now these guys are exciting, mainly because they just take part in a lot of TV shows.
yeah. Military reality TV shows by all accounts, but the 2 guys, they've gone 57 something in the men's doubles, so the fastest Asian mixed men's doubles team, so yeah, potentially an underdog.
I remember watching him, their team captain, on the Physical 100 on Netflix. How good, right? Oh, Denmark are here to play, led by Ida van Steenskaart.
I'm told they have the Danish Hunter McIntyre in their team as well, so...
Watch out for Denmark. Well, Graham Halliday has put together the best of his nation, plus one of their dads. It's quite cool that we can break up the UK into a number of notable countries, because actually they're very passionate about representing their own flag.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, the Spanish have done something special this weekend in terms of medal tally, and Polaya Fernandez, after taking 4th, he is back for more.
Yeah, I think he secretly fancies Spain tonight. He's partnered with Aitor Lizarazu Hormia, who has performed very, very strongly this year. They are 4 fast athletes.
Is it appropriate for me to stop presenting and start dancing?
That's fine.
So on paper, some of these... Oh, look at those outfits. On paper, some of the strongest teams. We have had a last-minute replacement, though. Lauren Weeks has had to step away, and she's replaced by Lauren Rantala. What can you tell us about Lauren?
That's Lauren Rantala. She's actually will be racing in her 3rd race of the weekend as well. She's racing in the individuals and then the mixed doubles today with her partner Mark Howe. Yeah, it's very, very strong athlete though.
The Hogans leading their team out. Dana, of course, the captain. I can only assume, whilst they'll be thinking about doing a bit of Hyrox, their mind will be on the after party afterwards.
yeah. I think that's what they're most looking forward to.
Camilla Massa, Eugenio Bianchi, 2 names we know from the Elite 15 circuit, but Camilla having to step aside to get medical treatment at the end of the Elite 15 race where she finished last.
Yeah.
But she's looking better.
Yeah, she's looking much better, and it's worth saying that 3 of that team actually broke the world record at the start of last season, I believe, as well, so they do have some relay experience.
Oh, that's that All Blacks pose. Bo Wills leading his New Zealand team out, of course, resident in Switzerland where he applies most of his training, so jet lag not too much of a factor.
No, he'll be feeling good.
Hidde Wiersma there, a world champion himself, has put together a Dutch team who are going to try and do some damage.
Yeah, Hidde and Thierry Willigenberg there as well. I think they're one of the fastest men's doubles teams ever. Hidde, world champion this weekend and last year as well. Really strong athlete.
Of course, Happy Hardcore has to come on when the Polish team get together. We've heard that these guys could do a little bit of damage, as long as they don't die.
Yeah, captained by Christian Poremba, the fastest male pro ever in Hyrox. He's gone sub-60.
If I've learned anything about fitness, you never underestimate a pole. That is the Portuguese. Daniela Couto and Tiago Lusa, the captain, of course, now a world champion himself in age group.
It's time, Sweden!
Michaela Norman there. Madeline Larson. And their male athlete par, they spend a lot of time doing mixed doubles together.
Yeah, and I believe they feel that they've got an erg specialist in that team as well, who also believes he can go like around the 3-minute mark for the kilometre.
And here is the Swiss team, led by Miriam von Rohr, European champion and the CrossFit Open winner. I was out in Lyon with her only a couple of weeks ago where she took part in the CrossFit semi-finals. But that's a team of CrossFitters, young CrossFitters, looking to put their Hyrox skills to the test.
Yeah, that's a team that's going to put some serious times down on the stations at least.
Joey Voisa, Jezebel Kramer, and 2 secret talents. After fainting only 2 days ago, Voisa is back and he wants to do it in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, he was out on the course when I was earlier doing the mixed doubles, and they performed fantastically. So he's certainly back in the game.
He is in front of a home crowd in this incredible place in Nice. He's got a World Championship under his belt. I can't wait to see what he does out on the floor. You had better get on up to commentary. And whilst you run, and I mean literally run, we're going to head up to Till, who's going to take it away on his own. Till Schenk, you legend. Stop asking athletes about how much alcohol they've drank and take it away on commentary.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I firmly believe that it's very important to ask the athletes, not the athletes, right? It's the supporters, how well prepared they are for this spectacular race that we're expecting to see here today. It's going to be a wild one. We had some last-minute changes in the teams. We're looking at the start list, actually looking at Germany's slight change there. Tim Wenig, unfortunately, is out. He needs to be replaced. He was already not racing the Elite 15, but they've got a great substitute. England, Kate Davey in there, who had a spectacular race. Sarah Perigiani, great race in the Elite. Jake Williamson, he is on fire and eager to deliver here. Marisa Robertson, world champion in her age group here at the event, with James Kelly with this incredible race in the Elite 15, out of this world. And then obviously the Austrians, Alexander Rankovic, who won the race here, who is the Elite world champion. He said it, Austria is here to win it. Then we got the Belgians, Peter Maas, Tom Fransen's fantastic doubles race today, coming in seconds by seconds. Maria Fishek, Katie Simmons in, the experienced athletes here for Canada, and then obviously the biggest fan group in the world, thanks to Song Byung-sik for Korea, and then Scotland. We just saw him walk on. Graham Halliday put together a fantastic team. The Spanish have been amazing all across the board, age group and elite. United States, filled with Elite 15 athletes. Can you beat them or not? We will find out. And Jezebel Kramer, Geoffrey Rizin, who recovered so well from his mishap in the singles and then came back in the mixed to take the title. The Hogans put together their own team. We heard of Mark, the boyfriend of Evelyn Irwin. Camilla Massa, let's hope the foot holds up. She had the trouble. And then going through the ranks, we got Poland, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland. The Swedish in for a treat. We heard it earlier off camera from Ida from Denmark. She says the primary goal for the day is to beat the Danes. And we're almost ready. Jake Wilson, we see him with the blonde hair and the gloves here in the front. And off they go. This is the start, everybody. The race is on for our mixed relay. Greg's with me by now. Greg, that was a swift transition from down there up here.
So fast I should be in the England team, don't you think?
I do believe so. I do believe so. You would deserve that 100%. All right, here we go. It is a little early to call it. I think for one of the big ones, without a doubt, is which tactic is going to pay off here today? Is it the tactic of putting all Elite 15 experienced athletes into the field, or is it the idea of bringing specialists on board?
It remains to be seen, but I think it certainly has been worth gambling on a specialist. But like I was just saying to Lauren, the question is, can they specialise in 2 stations and can they also run? Now, on that topic, we've got the Swede lead in here. I believe he's a specialist to some extent in the ergs, and the question mark, like I said, the question mark is, can they run? He started out very, very fast here, and he's joined by Jake Williamson, who's just taken the lead. We know Jake is a really, really strong runner. I think he's got a 5K PB of somewhere around the 15-minute mark, and then they're joined by the Italian and Alexander Ronkovic just there in full spot. But yeah, we knew this was going to start out fast, and that's certainly the case. And you're seeing like some seriously strong athletes like Hidde Weersma there, like he's a decent gap behind Jake already. So this is a really, really fast pace that they're opening up.
Absolutely, and you know, just looking at Jake here in the front, it just blows my mind. He literally raced a couple of hours ago, all in the doubles, and you think it's the doubles, it's half the load. It's not. Everybody does the run, you only share the workouts, and really the one thing that sounds true for Hyrox, no matter which way you turn it, the distances only get shorter, or the overall load gets shorter. But the effort and the pain and the exhaustion is just always the same.
Yeah. And I've actually not done a relay myself, but I've heard many people say that the relay actually hurts even more than the individual race or the doubles. You just really have to put it all in. every second of your leg.
Well, I can confirm that. 5 starts, 5 podiums. It hurt. Absolutely, without a doubt.
There's Hunter McIntyre.
Hey, it's never too dark to be cool. I mean, let's face it. Hunter's got the style down.
So Jake's, it'd be interesting to see what this pace is that Jake's done for this first kilometre, because you know, you're talking about Hunter McIntyre, one of the fastest athletes in this sport, and he's struggling to keep up. This is a seriously impressive pace. Now the question is, how fast can you ski at the end of this? You run a 250. Can you back it up with a decent pace ski?
But it's amazing to see. You see Alex Ronkovic behind him and so on. If you look at the different styles, you know, Jake looks like a smooth runner. Alex literally looks more like a bulldozer coming from behind. Very long strides, huge arm movement and everything, but still, you know, keeping the pace. We got Hunter going in there as well at the same time, and now it's all about finding your rhythm as quickly as possible at the ski erg. And now I'm beyond excited to see what Team Australia is able to do. We heard it. He says, I'm going for the fastest time at this ski erg. Team Australia, Kane, let's see how he's doing. A specialist who, so now, he said about himself, I come from the erg community. I didn't even know such thing exists. But apparently it does. There was a huge shout out to the erg community. As we see now, leaders, England, Italy, USA. We got Austria in there. We got Ireland in the mix. And Austria, you know, Alex Ronkovic going wild instantly. Made up those few seconds on Jack Williamson already.
We know from the other night, Hunter and Ronkovic, they were skiing the other night at the start of a full Hyrox. It was sub 140 per 500 metre pace. I suspect they'll be going faster than that today, so they can really put in the effort here. Jake looks like he's holding his own. I was going to say I think Hunter and Alex will be closing the gap on him, but he's holding his own at the moment.
So it'll be interesting to see if you look in 12th spot. We're seeing Australia jump 4th and back a little bit now in 15th. So now this is our erg specialist. Let's see if he can make up any ground. Portugal is doing incredibly well there as well. So great race. England still in the lead. Italy, Ronkovic right there as well. A little bit of a surprise with Korea, I want to say. In roughly 6th position, maybe 7th. We're still waiting for the updates there. If you look a little further down, Scotland, Sweden, looks like they're actually a little bit ahead, but Korea right in the mix there, doing incredibly well. And then Denmark trailing a little bit. Germany about 100 meters behind England and Italy with Dominic Maltan, you know, who's the substitute for Tim Venus. Well, actually, they brought 2 substitutes on board. Team Germany lost 2 elite athletes, right? So Tobias Laudwein replacing Lucas Storrat, and then Dominic Maltan replacing Tim Venus. So they had to change the tactics and everything as we're going into the last third here. So everybody joining us, everybody who's not familiar with the format, hey, very warm welcome if you're just joining us to the race right now. The team mixed relay. The way we have it at the World Champions here, Chip, is by nations. Each athlete is doing 2 workouts, 2 1K runs. Right before that workout, they hand over to the teammate. Off they go until all 8 workouts are done. So England losing a couple of meters here to Austria, who you see still on the ski erg in the splits. You see him in 3rd spot, but Austria has actually taken over. USA shoulder to shoulder with England now. Australia is doing well, but considering he's an absolute specialist, I expected him to take a little more time out of the others.
Yeah, and that was one of the gambles we talked about. Did he earn his spot over and above putting like a more obvious choice like Jonathan Winning? At the moment, he's not necessarily justifying that with in 15th spot coming in. Now, obviously, there's another station that they need to do, and the row, which I think is where maybe he excels a little more than ski. And is that?
Wow. Hunter is out. Hunter's celebrating. Ireland is out as well. England is out onto the track. Austria is out as well. Hunter McIntyre handing over. Here we go. USA dealing with a substitution as well. Lauren Weeks not starting. You guys just mentioned it in the pre-show.
Jake has put in a really, really good shift there, though, for England. If you'd asked me before the start, you know, could he hold his own against Alex and Hunter on this first leg on a skier, I probably wouldn't have said he'd come out like broadly level with them. So he's put in a really good shift to keep up with those guys.
And just now with the long hair coming through, that was Kane from Australia, the ski erg specialist. Here's Bo Wells, one of our elite athletes. Just coming through now. Korea started off super well, lost a little bit of time there. Now handing over. And Michael Sandberg, look at that, he is flying.
He is flying, and he was flying the other night. It seems like his running has really, really come on lately, and he is moving here.
A lot of movement there coming out of the erg. We had Team USA in the lead, but Team Great Britain absolutely smashing it. And then Austria was behind with Alex Ronkovic, which is a little bit of a surprise looking at the graphics right now. We see the splits on the left-hand side. USA, England, Ireland, Austria, 9 seconds down. Same split as the Netherlands. Then we got Italy, Scotland, Sweden, France, Austria, Germany. Dominic Maltan, he did his job. He lost a little bit of time. It's going to be up now to the more experienced athletes to do a little bit of catching up. We got Linda Meyer, we got Tobias Lautwein, who seems to be just in time bringing his shape back, placing 6th in the elite. As we see in Switzerland being lapped already on that run out there by Michael. But honestly, with the race that we've seen from Michael in the elite, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. It's probably the most exciting race I've seen in Hyrox history, the men's elite race that we had there. A lot of drama around Michael Sandberg. So I think he was happy in the end with his result, but there's a little bit of extra fire in him today.
Yeah, I think there is. I think you're right. I think he ultimately was happy with that second spot. I do think he's been celebrating to some extent since then as well. So, but he's looking good here. He's looking like this is starting to hurt. He's breathing hard here, but he has put in a serious time. I'll be interested to see what this kilometre is.
But as you can see, it's almost an entire lane off this oval that they're running here through the arena. But boy, he is pumping. He's really leaving it out there. And Michael, I can tell you can turn around as much as you want. There's nobody in sight. He's going to be over the moon as he's heading towards those sleds now. Here he goes. Little time for celebration. Coming into the arena. Down to the grid now. And he wants a little more from the spectators. This is the way we know him. And here come the chasers with Italy. Giuseppe Spreaficio has taken over, so interesting. UK as well as Italy, both starting off with their men, both men in a row. A lot of team have subbed the women in France, for example, with Jezebel Kramer, who raced today already with Geoffrey Voisin. All right, here we go. Michael Sandberg. This is the one. You know, the great thing about the sled push now, usually you want to have a controlled break, but this time around, you really don't have to bother too much about it. As we see in Austria in second now, together with Italy, a little cheering here from Alex Ronkovic. So usually with a sled push, what you got is you almost give yourself a mandatory break to make sure you don't ruin your calves. You don't have to worry about this too much. You got to make it through the sled push and then about 100 meters to hand over, and then you can recover.
Yeah. You've just got to give it your absolute all, and then you'll have at least 6-7 minutes to recover, depending on when you're next doing your station. But yeah, you've got to leave it all out here at this point. So you're right; it's a completely different approach to if you're taking on an individual.
And then in the third lane that we're seeing from the bottom now, that is Germany with Viola Oberländer trying to catch back up to the USA. Lane 2 on the right-hand corner already. Talking about racing with a little bit of fire under the belly. Viola Oberländer for sure. Slight mishap on a very last wall ball. Didn't hit it properly, which dropped her back from a second at the World Championship to, a 4th place, a very unlucky 4th place. So she will try everything she can to grab a medal here at the World Championships as Michael Sandberg is trying to eat the weights. Here we go. Oh, look at him, look at him. He left it on out there. He did not take that break. This is the calves I was talking about. I mean, this is the prettiest I've ever seen Michael Sandberg run. You know, a little tiptoeing around there. Rather, this isn't figure skating, Michael. But he's found his rhythm now. Time to hand over. And that is going to be a wild lead for England going into that third workout now. You see Alex Stronkovic with Team Austria with a cap on in the picture. Then 2 over, that's Linda Meyer for Germany. Jezebel Kramer for France right behind. And James Kelly, the main that placed third in the elite race on Friday without his shirt. On the right-hand corner with him is Austria, and they're both going out at the same time. Job well done von Matti Waldner from Austria.
That was a 3:04 opening run from Jake Williamson, and then a 3:03 from Michael Sandbach on his run. A 2:30 sled push from him.
Can we call it ridiculous? Would that be okay?
That's fine. That's fine. I think that's fair.
So the fun thing about Austria is they had Matti Waldner in. Matti Waldner is a cross-country skier.
Yeah.
So now, hold on a second. Why is he doing the sled push? I've no doubt they know what they're doing, but a little bit surprising.
Yeah. I thought that was surprising. It did remind me, though. I remember when I asked Hunter a long time ago, like, would he be worried from anyone from a different sport coming into Hyrox and like be very competitive? And he said, if we can find a cross-country skier because of their endurance base, they could be seriously good Hyroxers.
And you've seen in the victory now how tough this is. Viola Oberländer, Jezebel Kramer, Germany and France lying there. They handed over to Geoffrey Vonzin, who raced with Jezebel Kramer today to gold in the mixed doubles. Viola Oberländer, she handed over to Linda Meyer, who's in the picture right now with Great Britain, with Sarah Pidjani. Just looking back, she had a solid race in the elite.
Yeah, solid race in the elites. A really good race in the women's doubles today with Kate Davey, where they won the overall women's doubles. England looking very strong here. That's a good lead that they had coming out the sled push.
I mean, you just saw Sarah and Linda running together, but Linda is a lap behind.
Exactly.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, and that's a German team that is filled with elite 15 experienced athletes, and England nearly lacked them.
This is going to be a very quick race, without a doubt.
Worth saying that it's the first time that we've done a relay in Hyrox at the pro weights. So typically it's done at the open weights, and for mixed doubles, women will get the open weights for the women, and men will get the open weights for the men. So this is the first time we've ever done pro weight relay.
And just looking into the arena from our studio here, it's absolutely fantastic. You've seen our DJ go wild. The entire Red Bull truck is shaking, and the spectators on the grandstands. It's an incredible atmosphere in here as we're looking at Sarah Pidjani for England. Still leading the race ahead of Australia, Austria, Italy, France, and Germany. You can see the splits on the left-hand corner after the sled push.
Slightly interesting tactic from Austria, who left the sled push in third place, is that each of their team only gets one station rest. So like we're seeing Alex here on the first station, and he's also going to do the third, and that applies to all 4 members of the team. So they're going to get less rest than some of the other relay teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts them.
Yeah, it's an interesting one without a doubt, but then they're playing to the strengths, of course, at the workouts as well, trying to absolutely maximize. It's a little bit of a gamble, right? It's like, your athlete is about 10 seconds fast at the workout, but is he going to lose those 10 seconds at the workout or on the run because he's not properly recovered? We'll see. So the gap was just around 43 to 45 seconds for England ahead of Australia. Let's see what they're looking like. So far, no sign of second. I think they're coming on the left-hand corner now. At least referees are getting ready.
What you're seeing there with Zara as well is like a really important element with the sled pull is rope management. It's getting under her feet. It's hard to, you're stepping back. You don't want to step out of the box and risk a penalty. Rope management is a huge part of the sled pull, and it looked like Zara was having a little trouble there.
So Italy, Camilla Massa coming in In the blue top there, Camilla Massa, who had that unfortunate race in the elite race. She did incredibly well. She was in contention of the podium spots until her Achilles didn't play ball and she dropped back to last place in the race. She is back. She's feeling fit. Linda Meyer, top right-hand corner for Germany, coming in now as well. Had a great race at the World Championship. I think she was hoping for just a little more. Taking the rope next to Camilla Massa now, and then with them at the right-hand corner. That is Jezebel Kramer from France. They're all chasing this woman for England, Sarah Perjani. Great, what do you reckon? Is she going to maintain that gap, or is Alex Ronkovic going to come from behind like a madman? Camilla Massa absolutely going wild. She did that first lane already. Look at that. She's literally... she just arrived. Greg, what just happened?
She's yeah, amazing. I mean, Camilla is known for her sled ball, but she is moving here. At the top of the screen, well, on the left next to Camilla, you see Marisa Robertson for Australia. I think that is. She won her age group in the 45 to 49 category yesterday.
Yes.
She looked incredibly strong when she was out on course. Really strong runner, really strong athlete, and looks like she's moving well on the step ball.
Well spotted. I went by the short haircut and turned her into Jezebel Kramer, but of course it's Marisa. Now that we got the front shot there. But Camilla Massa, she took almost an entire lane out of Linda Meyer, who's an incredibly established athlete. This is absolutely wild what the Italian is doing here, right-hand corner.
We talked the other night about like the importance of not stepping out the box and how that penalty impacted Michael Sandbach's race. Like when you're trying to move extra quickly in a relay race like this, you have to be even more careful. Like you certainly can't afford a 30-second, 45-second.
So I think it looked like Sarah might have just gotten a warning there for overstepping into the field in the front. And look at that. Camilla Massa for Italy is now only about half a lane behind England.
Yeah,
Megan Jacobi, we see her just running to the right next to Linda Meyer.
You can see Zara's like just not taking the risk. Now she's got that warning. She's not going remotely close to the line now. She just can't afford to, and that's going to cost her a little bit of time. And there she's away.
She's got to go. Out she is. Pushed by Jake here as well. We just saw the red jersey right-hand corner with the white headband. Ida from Denmark.
Camilla leaving there for Italy. I think that was, she's clawed back a lot of time. I think that was only 5-10 seconds she was behind Zara.
And Alex Ronkovic for Austria, left-hand corner. This is him out now as well. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing the splits, but I have a feeling that Alex Ronkovic might actually, or Camilla Massa might actually have a faster sled pull time than Alex Ronkovic. And Châteauneuf getting ready for France. Get handed over to Tobias Laudwein in the split screen, bottom right-hand corner as well. He was not qualified for the Elite 15 race. He replaced Tim Vanish and then had a stellar race coming in 6th in what we want to call his comeback race. Here's his teammate Linda Meyer just running out off this sled pull. And of course, we're going to get you the standings as quickly as possible up on the screen as we see Megan Jacobi and Ida Stensgaard, USA and Denmark. And here we go. England only 15 seconds ahead of Italy now. We've really just obliterated everybody as Megan Jacobi is going out now. 24 seconds for Austria, the deficit 33 for France. Everything has been bunched up a little more. Less than a minute between the top 6 nations now. And Greg, very different approaches to putting the teams together. I mean, we had everything. We had so team captains were chosen. Some just decided we're going all Elite 15 athletes. Others were like, we find specialists and see how well their run is. Spain, literally, just for the last spot, were like split 2 times 1 kilometer run split. Show us how fast you are, what else you can do. And the fastest split is in the team. So, wild ways of getting into the race here.
The trials, I believe Portugal took that approach. I believe a lot of the athletes met up and like almost had a race. I think Scotland took that approach. You had to submit your times. So yeah, very different approaches, but a lot of these athletes have had to earn their spot in this thing.
And it looks like Kate Davey was just passed by Italy, by, I believe, Eugenia Bianchi on the way. No, that can't be. She actually handed over to Alessia, so that has not been the pass. Austria has gone through. It looks like Kate Davey might have been dropped back to second, possibly third. We'll get the confirmation as quickly as possible. Seeing Kate Davey in the picture here. And from behind, it is Sweden flying as well, but that is a lap back, no trouble there. And here comes Austria. Austria running about the same time as England right now. So Kate Davey for England on the field right now. And then we got Lemivutz from Austria right now. Another one of those names, you know, not too familiar with Hyrox racing.
No, but she has a triathlon background, I believe. Some really fast running times to her name, like 5K in the sub-17 region. So we know she's a very quick runner. And I know Alex, like, I believe he knows like an awful lot of sports people in Austria. He's been at a high level in sport really for all his life. He's got a lot of contacts, and he's picked these two athletes knowing that they can perform.
So let's see what she can make happen here as we're now having our leaders into the burpees. And Kate Davey right where she needs to be. The pass that we all thought that we saw was actually a lap back. That was Thiago Lusa for Portugal, the man with the chest tattoo. So here we go. This is Austria versus Great Britain. And this is, you know, here. Now, that is the experience bit. So, Lemi for Austria, incredible runner, triathlon background, close the gap to Kate, but she is now struggling with the referees to get the right form, to follow the rules with the burpees. You need to be very careful. Hands are going too far to the front. I believe that's what she's hearing right now. Yeah. Yes.
And with this being such a fast race, there's that temptation to just try and steal an inch with where you put your hands, but yeah, the judges need to be really strict here, and they certainly are. But we know Kate Davey is very, very fast at burpees. She has broken the mixed relay world record in the past, and she's always done the burpee leg. So we know she's very fast on this, and she's opened up a little lead there, despite coming in at the same time.
Doing incredibly well. So, looking at the different strategies there's a little bit of trouble looming for Austria now in the former Germany. Tobias Laudwein, who looks like he's gone past. And then Italy, Alessia, now gone past Austria as well. So this is the different strategies that we're talking out. You know, we're now seeing some of the nations that got their absolute Hyrox specialists at the workouts where they need them. Tobias Laudwein is now getting closer and closer to Kate Davey as well, doing incredibly well with his burpees here. And then USA right behind as well as Italy's. They've all gone through Austria right now. So it looks a little bit like that tactic with Lemivutz is not necessarily paying off. She did well in the run, but she's losing very valuable time for Austria right now in the burpees. Kate Davey, can she escape Tobias Laudwein, who is on her right?
Tobias, one of the quickest men's pro burpee times ever as well. So we know he's really good there, and he has clawed back to some serious time on Kate.
Oh, they're literally going out together. Going to hand over now to their teammates. This as well. Tobias Laudwein, he's going to hand back to Dominic Malzahn, but Kate Davey is handed over to Michael Sempak, and I'm telling you right now, Dominic, I love the guy, but doesn't stand a chance on that run against Michael right now. Hunter McIntyre waiting.
We could see the lead change a lot of times in this race because there are going to be some faster runners in the teams than others, and it depends where you use those and what station you use in those. So it might be England have taken the lead early on because they've used their quicker runners earlier on.
So Portugal out as well. Italy did really well. Alessia out now, ready to hand over. Here comes James Kelly. The man in the middle now, getting ready for his last jump. Okay, here's the splits. Everybody left-hand side. England is now same time as Germany. USA 15 seconds behind Portugal. 39, Italy 47, Belgium 48. Australia 54 and Canada 57. So, after the last workout, before the burpees, after the sled pull, we had 5 teams within a minute. We now have basically 9 teams within a minute. Scotland in the mix as well. But this in the split screen at the bottom, this is Michael Sandbach flying again. So I cannot wait to see his split. He had a 3:03 in his first leg. So let's see how fast he's going the kilometer now. Denmark just leaving the burpees as well.
He's not had much of a rest there. It's like the Austrian tactic that we were talking about, where there's only one station rest. Michael's only had one station rest here, but I mean, he looks like he's seriously moving. But yeah, he hasn't had a lot of rest since he put in that shift on the sled push. Dina Hogan there. A lot of talk about the Ireland team before this race, and they have been focusing on this relay. They've been training solely for this relay. None of them competed this weekend, but they're not in the mix at the moment.
Well, nobody's in the mix of where Michael Sandbach is right now. Let's face it, that's just the reality of what we're seeing here right now. That man is absolutely smashing it at this point in the picture here. Run number 5, we're on the way to the row. A lot of nations again who got specialists for the row that they brought on board here as Michael Sandbach is going through Canada right now. Tough day out there at the moment for Adam De Fulvio, with Michael flying by.
That was a 2-minute burpee broad jump from Tobias Lautbein to bring Germany back into it and ultimately leave along with Team England there. 2 minutes, very, very fast.
That is very, very fast. But it was great to see Kane from Australia. You know, big smile on his face. He's a couple of run laps behind Michael Sandbach going into the row now. And here we go. Michael Sandbach for UK, for England at the row. Dominic Malzahn, not too bad of a run. Hunter McIntyre almost catching back up to Germany now as well. So probably somewhere around 15 seconds between England, Germany and the USA right now. And you can expect Michael Sandbach and Hunter McIntyre to rip that Erk apart.
Yeah. Look how much Michael's struggling there. He ran a 3:08 for that run.
So it'll be very interesting to see. We're seeing Dominic Malzahn right now. Tactics that we've seen, or a rowing style we've seen from Kate Davey. Lower cadence, very strong focus on a controlled push out of the legs, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be the same pace. It ruins your legs a lot more, but it doesn't matter because you just got to bring it home now. Yeah. Off the erg, 100 meters, hand over, done for the day. Yeah. And you can see it, he's barely losing time on Hunter McIntyre, who's going wild next to him. Great round so far from Dominic Malzahn. If he ends up about 15 seconds down on the other boys, no trouble, nothing lost for Team Germany quite yet. So interesting to see Team Germany has opted to use Linda Meyer as the final athlete for the wall balls. She is known to do them unbroken. So she is going to be a serious threat to everybody else out there. But if we get a scenario, USA, Germany very close together, it's going to be Linda Meyer versus Megan Jacobi at the wall balls, which would be an absolute blast. We would have Kate Davey in the mix for England. It's shaping up to be a hell lot of fun here. Italy dropped back a little bit. Belgium, this is now a sizable lead for our top 3. There's been a little bit of change now. But of course, look at Michael. He's absolutely gritting his teeth right now. He is not budging an inch. Germany now lost about 20 meters on the erg compared to the USA, compared to Hunter McIntyre. Dominic Malzahn, he was on the erg just before Hunter, so maybe about 30 meters. They're going to be down a little bit when they get off the erg, and it's going to be up to Viola Oberländer to take over then. And she is actually, all 3 nations that we're seeing in the front right now, all putting women into the next workout. So we're going to see Viola Oberländer, we're going to see Sarah Pergiani, And then USA, obviously.
Lauren Rantala, is it?
Exactly. Lauren replaced Lauren.
These guys here, they know this is, well, for Michael and Hunter at least, this is their final shift of a long weekend, of a long season. They've got a nice long off season. They can leave it all out here. They've got to put everything into this.
Okay, that gap is getting a little bigger now. Michael Sandberg, look at that. He is just going ballistic in the next couple of pulls here, in the final pulls. He's almost at the 1,000. You cannot imagine how much this is hurting right now. He is done. He is out. Time for some celebration with the spectators. If you catch the atmosphere through our microphones here, it is beautiful in here. Hunter McIntyre, a little bit confused on where to go. Might be the shades that he's wearing. It's not getting any brighter late in the evening here in Nice. And Kate Davey, there she flies around the track behind Michael Sandbach. All right, top three are out. They are out. England, Germany, USA. We'll get you the exact splits in a minute as we're seeing them all three drop to the ground in the split screen down there. Fantastic racing from those three teams. Italy is gonna be next now. They're losing some time. Belgium as well. They have a very strong team as well. They raced today as well. A lot of nations have raced as well today. Gathered a lot of medals already today.
We talked about before the race, you know, would the specialist strategy play off, or should you go for Elite 15 athletes? But if you look at the top three at the moment, that's traditionally made up of like Elite 15 experienced Hyroxers. It looks like that approach right now is paying off.
So Italy is out with Eugenio Bianchi. He is done and dusted. And Team Korea is struggling a little bit. But, you know, we talked about it. This is somewhere between fun and super serious what's happening here. Some of the nations taking it incredibly serious. Team Korea has an interesting team of, you know, television celebrities and so on out there. So they may be a little more into the joyride today. And they're still at the burpees as we have Kate Davey flying around the track.
And I think that's one of the either Margot or Charlotte van der Lindenloof from the Belgian team behind Kate.
So Belgium behind Kate. Incredible run that she's showing here right now. Really incredible running.
She's gone past Kate there. She won the her age group in the women's doubles today, along with her sister. So, yeah, really strong performance for her at the moment.
An interesting scenario. So officially, the original plan was that Kate Davey would do the wall balls and Sarah Perjani would be out right now after the row. Looks like they changed tactics.
Yeah, interesting. I at least was expecting mainly women on the wall balls because of the lower target. It does save you some time. If you look at unbroken wall balls for women, it is typically maybe, I don't know, 15-20 seconds quicker than for the men. So I was expecting to see mainly women on the wall balls, but I'm not sure if we're going to see that now, unless it's Zara. Have we seen Zara once or twice?
I've seen Zara once, I believe. Yeah. So I think they just switched positions. We're still going to see Jack Williamson one more time enjoying a little round of sandbag lunges. And, you know, just historically, if you look at it, it's the same as we got in the individuals and the doubles. The sandbag lunges and the wall balls can really make a difference.
The other thing we might get with wall balls, like we had the other night, where we've got these the sensors now, the targets. We saw a lot of no reps from some of the athletes the other night, so no reps could play a part. When you're talking seconds, could make the difference in this race. And there's Kate there finishing her run and starting the farm scurry. .336 run from Kate there. Start singing England songs yet, Till, or not? Is it too soon?
Too soon.
Okay.
Definitely too soon. I mean, looking at what's going on back there. I mean, you tell me, how strong is Sarah at the wall balls? Or are they going to switch again? Is she going to sandbag lunge and we're suddenly seeing Jake at the wall balls?
I suspect we'll see Zara.
Oh, look at Kate Davey. Travelled here to Nice with her husband and her kids. And a little bit of family time between all the racing she's done this weekend.
Sixth in the Elite 15 on Friday night, but she was chuffed with. Won the women's doubles today with Zara.
And this,
great weekend.
This is Viola Oberländer for Germany, trying to catch Kate Davey. So the thing about Viola Oberländer, she always looks like she's just about to drop. She always looks a little angry and very exhausted, but she is racing wickedly fast. Without that little mishap at the wall balls, it could have been a second in the elite race on Friday. That's how well her shape is. And then we got Laurentilla for the USA, about a lane back. Kate Davey escaping the claws of Germany, of Viola Oberländer out. And now we're going to see, is she going to hand over to Jake Williamson? I believe so. 2 more workouts to go, everybody. It is getting real. And look, she's putting everything into that run right now. Jake is on the way. With Jake, you can literally say the gloves have come off. You usually see him racing with gloves. Germany out as well, handing over. And now USA done and dusted, as well as Ida Stensgaard for Denmark is just heading into the farmer's carry. But the top 3, they are now out of the farmer's carry. USA, Lorna still has to hand over. Ryan Kent is ready. Here we go. To chase Tobias Laudwein and Jake Wilson. And hold on, just to point that out right now, the top 3 names, the top 3 nations, read Ryan Kent, read Tobias Laudwein, and read Jake Williamson. This is going to be brutal sandbag lunges.
Yeah, brutal. They know that they can't give it an inch to the others. If they let up, their lead will be taken up.
And here we go, strong racing from France and from Canada as well. France doing so well. Our host here, Angelique Chetanor. But in the split screen at the bottom, we are seeing Jake Williamson on the way. Great Britain or England is still leading.
Alice Schurer there on the farmer's carry for Austria. She's got the mixed doubles world record along with Alexander Vroncevic. Incredible time that they set in Cologne recently.
An absolutely incredible athlete.
Michaela Norman following her for Sweden.
Michaela Norman, similarly to Ida Stensgaard from Denmark, has an obstacle course racing background.
And CrossFit Michaela's come from. Really strong, but you know, I think she knows with her health issues recently, she's not at 100%.
But here she is, done. Michaela Norman for Sweden, ready to hand over now as well. Alice Schurer first up now for Austria, and now Michaela Norman handing over to Per Bergman from Sweden. And Per is out onto the run now as well. An incredible athlete as well. He's got a 101 in the pro category, a 56-51 in the mixed doubles. So another super strong athlete that we're seeing here. But this is the leader right now. And we've seen how he went out of the gates in that opening run. 3:04 was his first run as he's going through Paris for Spain now.
And like you said, you know he's got Ryan Kent and Tobias Laudwein chasing him down.
And here he goes. Jake Williamson is heading into the sandbag lunges.
3:17 run there for Jake.
And Jadira Perez, literally an entire workout behind for Spain, right behind. But now, obviously, we want to see the gap. How big is the gap to Ryan Kent, to Tobias Laudwein at the sandbag lunges? This is an incredible race for England so far.
Pulls there for Jake.
Just taking a moment here to soak in the atmosphere in the arena here. Tobias Laudwein is into the workout as well. Ryan Kent now as well. But Jake Williamson for England's got about 3/4 of a lane on Tobias Laudwein from Germany. They're going the same rhythm up and down here. Similar body size, all like height, all three of them similar stride length, so not expecting a lot of changes here. So here we go, the opening run for England. We had it 3:04. That was this man we're seeing on the picture here, Jake Williamson. That was absolutely incredible. And the gap between him and then Ryan Kent for the USA was 36 seconds going into this workout. So 36 seconds, it is a chunk, but talking about wall balls and talking about Megan Jacoby coming for the USA, boy, if I was Sarah, I'd wish for a little more.
yeah. But I think that's, well, I shouldn't say. I was going to say I think that's enough, but I won't say that too soon. But yeah, you would expect a lot of these athletes to go unbroken, you know, when it's just a leg that they're doing. But like we said, no reps can play a part on this, and how that comes into play will be interesting.
So interestingly enough, looking at the splits right now, looking at the athletes, it is actually Jake Williamson who is the fastest at the sandbag lunges, and Tobias Laudwein seems to be the slowest. Ryan Kent coming a little bit from behind, and Tobias Laudwein losing time to Jake Williamson. He's gonna open this gap even more. It's an entire lap now. It was 19 seconds going into the sandbag lunges, and I believe it has grown now. I'm sure it has grown now. This is a stellar situation for Sarah Perjani now on her way to the wall balls. Here he comes, handing over. This is the final leg for Team England. Spectacular racing. Tobias Laudwein, he's going to be done in a second as well, but he lost valuable seconds for Team Germany. We know Linda Meyer, strong runner. She's going to run a little faster maybe than Sarah Perjani. She's going to do the wall balls unbroken. I would be surprised if not. And there she is, Linda Meyer, Megan Jacoby. They'll be very close together getting out onto that run course now. Ryan Kent on the way. Here we go, Tobias Laudwein. He lost valuable time. It is up to 36 seconds now. USA, they lost another 10 seconds. This was incredible from Jake, what we've seen.
Yeah, really, really incredible. I don't think he had quite the day that he wanted yesterday in the individual pro division. I think it was a 103 that he got, so still a very, very stellar performance, but not quite the day he wanted, but very, very impressive from him today.
There is other nations out there, of course. There's the battle behind for Italy, for Belgium. But considering who's up at the wall balls with Megan Jacoby, with Linda Meyer, with Sarah Perjani, I think it's only fair we're going to focus a little bit on that battle in the front right now, because I would be very, very surprised if somebody can come from behind and take one of those medals.
Yeah. I wonder what Linda and Megan can take out of Zara, if anything, on this run. So it's not just the wall balls and the no reps potentially playing a part, but can they take a chunk of time out or on the run? You probably would think that typically they are slightly quicker runners than Zara.
But it's an elite 15 showdown at the wall balls for Italy. If we want to look back a little more, 2 minutes down, hand it over to Camilla Massa. Now she's heading back to the wall balls. She had the slowest wall balls of her career on Friday, working through some Achilles issues there, but wanting to finish the race. But she is back, she is ready to battle it out. And let's see how big the lead is for Sarah Perjani heading into those wall balls as we see Palau for Spain coming from behind. He has some serious ground to make up. He's actually a workout behind with Team Spain. So Camilla Massa for Italy, gonna be heading to the wall balls likely or possibly in fourth, racing here. And then of course there's Team Belgium as well. And they gonna have Margot van der Lindenhof
heading to the wall balls. So it's as you say, it's predominantly women doing the wall balls. They got a lower target. So if you're not entirely familiar with wall balls, women got a slightly lower target. Therefore, every repetition takes a little less time because the ball doesn't have to go as high and has a shorter way to come back down.
And over 100 reps, that adds up.
She is hanging on to the lead. Team England, the fans are ready up here, ready to cheer them on with the best vantage points in the house. And here she goes, your leader, Team England into the wall balls. And now it counts for Sarah Perjani. Is Team England going to be the first mixed team relay world champion in the history of Hyrox racing? Michael Sandbach, he's right there, ready to push as hard as he can. And we go 3 wall balls done. We've seen it before in the races here, in the doubles today. It's coming down to clean repetitions. You cannot afford no reps, which can either happen by not hitting the target properly or not squatting deep enough. And here, Megan Jacobi, she's gone past Team Germany. What an incredible run for the USA. Here comes Megan Jacobi and Linda Meyer for Germany. Shoulder to shoulder. This is ridiculous. Megan Jacobi's 1 wall ball ahead. Both can go unbroken now.
Yeah. So about a 17 rep lead that she had over, that Zara had over Megan as Megan came in.
An incredible run by Sarah. If you look at it, she lost about 15 seconds, that's all. So incredible job. She is looking very good, very smooth, very controlled. And now the key is to stay calm and not at the same time. You need to be fast, but you need to be precise. We're seeing the counter. Look, this is synchronized wall balling we're seeing from Megan Jacobi and Linda Meyer right now, with Megan Jacobi with just a slightly faster rhythm, just by an inch. But Sarah Perjani, she is going strong. She is a solid 15 wall balls ahead of the competition. This is unbelievable. Is it going to be silver or is it going to be bronze for Germany? By now, I'm almost ready to sing England songs. You asked me before, I'm almost ready. I do not see Sarah lose this much time. It looks like Team England might be making history today. Megan Jacobi, Linda Meyer, and Sarah Perjani at the wall balls. Now Camilla Massa has arrived as well for Team Italy. And for Belgium, we now got Margot van der Lindenhof as well on the wall balls. Of course, she's going to give everything to try find Camilla Massa. But Team USA now 2.5 wall balls ahead of Team Germany. Megan Jacobi, she's got the faster rhythm. Can Linda Meyer come up with a surprise here? Megan Jacobi getting a little closer to Sarah Perjani's ball, but she's got only 80 left. She's not gonna surrender. I'm telling you right now, England can get ready to sing their celebration songs. We expected Megan Jacobi and Linda Meyer to possibly pull a rabbit out of the hat, but not with Sarah Perjani. Perfectly planned race from Team England. Kate Davey, Michael Sandbach and Jack Williamson going nuts at the finish line. They know now she's got it. She's got 2 more. Everybody, let's celebrate the first ever mixed team relay world champion. This is England with Sarah Perjani, Kate Davey, Michael Sandbach and Jake Williamson. And it looks like USA with Megan Jacobi with this incredible run. She took 10 seconds. There she goes out of Team Germany. Second place for Team USA with Lauren Rantala, with Megan Jacobi, with Ryan Kent, and of course with Hunter McIntyre. And here goes Germany with Linda Meyer, Viola Oberländer, Tobias Lautwein and Dominik Malzahn. They are happy. Celebration. They had tough luck this weekend, losing two of the original team members and then showing such an incredible race. That is incredible. Job well done. Bronze medal for Germany. Celebration of the 3 nations here. And now the battle for 4th is Italy against Belgium, but It is a tough one for Margot van der Lindenhof against Camilla Massa. Fantastic also to see Team Denmark down there at the wall balls now. Very interestingly put together team with Laura Wahlgren Petersen, who had a surprise race earlier in the season. Missed out on qualifying to the Elite World Championship by about 30 seconds. Gave it a last step at the qualifier, the last chance qualifier in Cologne. Literally had to call up her boss on Lanzarote to ask for a day off and missed the qualification there. Found her way to the World Championship, the young Dane, and racing a fantastic race here together with Ida Stensgaard. And Camilla Massa, here we go, Team Italy coming through in fourth. Great to see her back after the injury she had in the Elite 15 race. Was in contention of a medal until the final two workouts. Here we go, Belgium across the line as well. Incredible race and incredible wall balls from Margot van der Lindenhof as well. And here we go, the French, Jasmine Kramer is next. She took a goal today already with her partner Geoffrey Voisard, who did so much drama this weekend as well, leading his age group all the way until the wall balls, pushing so hard that he passed out at the wall balls. Now he is back as well today and came back, taking the world title in the mixed doubles with Jasmine Kramer. Here we go, Team Australia, one of the teams that put together specialists and Hyrox athletes. James Kelly, the team captain, who had a spectacular race coming from 5th into 3rd at the sandbag lunges and then holding on to it in the end, taking the bronze. And the Danes are ready at the finish line now to celebrate as well. They are waiting for their final athletes. Laura Wahlgren Pedersen, a few more wall balls. And here she is. Celebration from the Danes as well. What a race day here in the mixed relay. Interesting team that the Danes put together here with Turka Alici. He's probably most known for his appearance on Danish reality TV. And then Oscar Pedersen, a former professional rower that they threw in here for the ski and the row erg. Laura Wahlgren, the youngster who hit the circuit with a bang this year, almost making it into the Elite 15. And then Ida Matilda Stensgaard with her OCE background. And here we go. Team Scotland across the line as well. Few more teams down at the wall balls, including Portugal, including Switzerland with Miriam van Roor, one of our Elite 15 athletes, who actually spent her day yesterday all day in the arena judging athletes racing, so pulling double and triple shifts here as well, which just shows the spirit of Hyrox racing. Here she comes, Miriam van Roor for Switzerland across the line. And it's getting busy at that finish line. Ireland now as well, Austria coming through. And we're waiting for Team Poland down there as well with Christian Poręba, who had this incredible race in the Open yesterday. Unbelievable racing that he's shown. Portugal across the line now as well. Christian Poręba for Poland, fastest Polish man in the pro category. The only Polish man under 60 minutes ever in the pro category. He's got 2 more wall balls. And here he goes. This is Poland for you, coming across the line as well. And Korea having a good time, having a little bit of a chat there, you know, taking some chill time down at the sandbag lunges. Rather curious pictures that we're seeing right now. You don't see them on the stream, but we can see them up here. It's literally the referees telling them to move it along and stop chatting away. It's like they're asking for cocktails to be served. All right, the Netherlands through as well. Another one of those interesting teams, not solely going for Elite 15 athletes, actually not going for them at all. Hidde Versma, an age-group world champion here in Nice, so he's doing double shifts as well. And then Nima Soetermeer, who raced the doubles today already. We had Thierry Willenberg, 3rd fastest ever men's pro double in the 50-24. Unbelievable times. And then Linke de Jong, bringing an athlete with a little bit limited experience in the pro in 118. And it looks like Team Korea is calling it a day. They dropped the sandbag, finding their teammates, you know, no worries there. They had a good time racing today, without a doubt. Team Korea literally, there you see him, they're literally just walking off. They're like, hold on, where's the next bar? Did somebody say beer? And they're not understanding that we want them back at the finish line anyways. We want to celebrate them. Here we go. Yes, no, maybe. That is part of Hyrox racing as well, finding their teammates. Time for a little hug, as we've seen Team Portugal with the biggest smiles. Thiago Lusa on the left-hand side. Fantastic racing, Thiago Lusa. We had Daniela Couto in there, another one of the athletes with a 106 best in the pro category. Bruno Ferreira done super well, and then Tanya Cruz racing a 106 this year in the pro category in the women's in Berlin at the outdoor event that we had, as we've seen Tom Hogan from Ireland in the picture as well. And just looking at those beautiful pictures here at the finish line, leaving you with them for a second there to enjoy. And just to answer some of the comments on the live stream there, Miles Keller, I eat my words, incredible job, England. Well, Miles, I'm eating mine as well. I did not see that coming, unbelievable. Great job there. You know, and I do disagree with the comments about Korea. I think it's a beautiful thing to rock up here. The mixed team relay is meant to bring ambitious racing and joy together to finish off an incredible world championship. And I think the teams did that in incredible fashion. And it's great to have had Korea race as well. And I believe it is time to hear from some of our amazing athletes down there. I'm seeing Sarah Pidgeon, I'm seeing Kate Davey, Jake Williamson standing there with Lauren. A little hugs, a little celebration. Lauren, take it away.
For the mixed relay team at GB. Oh my gosh, guys. Firstly, let's start with the pressure of being the person to close out the wall ball, Zara.
Oh, and I did feel the pressure. Like, I mean, the crowd and stuff have been amazing, but these guys did such a good job to keep us in the lead that there was just one way to go and it was unbroken. So that's what I did.
I have no doubt you took inspiration from one another. You being a beast on the burpees, you being a beast on the wall ball on the opening run. How important was it to set the pace out the gates?
Yeah, I brought out my inner Michael Sandbach with these shorts, and yeah, I knew my running was good. So I normally do 815 back in the day. So I just went out hot, and I knew no one could really cling with me, and then just cling onto the ski and came out 10 meters behind Hunter. So quite happy with that.
So glad. I mean, Kate and you've all raced multiple times this weekend. How deep do you have to dig to put out a performance like this?
It's the last race though, and we all just went, it's only like 15 minutes, so it's not a full race, so just go hard. And it was so much fun with the other teams, all having a bit of banter, chasing each other down. Like, you can find that last bit of energy, and what an amazing atmosphere. Everyone cheering for you, like, you're just gonna go.
It was absolutely class, and I know, Jake, maybe you didn't quite have the race you wanted in the age groups earlier this week. Does this go some way to make up for the weekend?
Yeah, I just had a little cry with these two in the corner. I said, it's been a big year for me and a long season, so I made a promise to myself on my Instagram post yesterday that next year I'm going to take over the sport, so I'm going to hold myself to that and have a big season next year.
Oh, we can't wait to see you there. And I know that whilst we don't have, you know, the silver medalist from the Elite 15 and your team captain Sandy here with us, he's been going through a real turmoil of a time. How much did you guys want this result for him?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a complete team effort. I mean, yeah, he has been through some obviously tough times recently, but in all honesty, we just knew we needed to club together, be there for one another and leave everything on the floor, which I think is exactly what we did.
Guys, I'm going to let you go away, relax, chill, put on your glad rads, please shower, and we'll see you all at the after party. You guys are amazing.
Well done, guys.
While we're live, we'll just have lots of hugs. Lots of hugs.
Very sad.
Greg, I mean, what is the biggest takeaway from this, apart from the fact that Team GB brought home the goods?
That's the biggest takeaway. England rule the world. Do you know what? They led from start to finish pretty much, and I wouldn't have necessarily expected that. There were 20 strong teams here today, filled with really, really fast athletes, but Jake took it out from the start, really fast run. No one could keep up with him, and they led from there on, just didn't give it up. Amazing from all of them.
We saw Sandy, Michael Sandbach, kind of attack this weekend with a ferocity that perhaps we knew he had but didn't expect he would deliver.
Yeah. We talked about it a lot on Friday night. We know he's got potential. He's a big guy. We know he can erg. We know he's got the strength. His running seems to have improved significantly over the last few months, and his mindset as well. We talked about that a lot on Friday night, but he was waving at the crowd tonight as well. I think he's enjoying his racing, and that's showing in his performance as well.
The strategy that all the teams used, we probably didn't delve into it enough ahead of the race, but really interesting to see Kate Davey out there on the warballs being hunted by two gents in Ryan Kent and Tobias Lautvine. And that actually, Kate was able to hold her own on that apparatus because of the lead she'd been given by her gents.
Yeah. Burpee broad jumps. You said wall balls.
Oh, sorry, my brain. It's been a very long weekend.
Burpee broad jumps, and you're right. Like she was moving on those and being closed down by Tobias Lautvine, who I said he's got one of the fastest ever burpee broad jump times in the male pro category. They all held their own on the stations today.
They really did. Of course, though, hunted by arguably what we would have seen the top three and what the audiences on social media thought was the top three as well in Germany and the United States. When you see Hunter come off the machinery first, there's panic, right?
Yeah. And you said about the approach and the team's fancied. I must admit, I thought some of the specialist decisions were going to pay off, like the athletes outside of Hyrox coming in. I thought they were going to really show up. It seems to be the Elite 15 approach, or choosing experienced Hyrox athletes, seems to have paid off.
It's not just them. Germany, with a real late change as well, actually really held it together.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, late changes, two late changes really from the guys, but Germany have such a depth of athletes in their locker here this weekend that they're able to choose from, and to be able to pick Dominic Malzahn and Tobias Lautvine as backup options it shows the strength, the depth in Germany.
You really got the sense, and we did go into it in detail, the difference between specialist versus all-round. And the Hyrox all-round apparently are much better at relays.
That seems to be the case, and maybe over time, if we continue to do this in future years and people start to specialise and train for it for months on end, then maybe we'll see things change. But for now, Hyrox athletes know. They know how to hurt. They know this sport. They know going from running into a station. They've experienced that, and that's paid off.
If you look at the medals table at the start of the day, and kind of through the Elite 15 and now into the mixed pro relay, you really get the sense that there are certain nations that are dominating the sport, and those nations are USA, Germany, and United Kingdom.
Yeah, and really that's where like the popularity of the sport has started. You know, it's a German sport initially, and then it's grown huge amount in the UK. It's popular in the US, large number of athletes, and yeah, the experience is paying off.
Let's head on back up to Till Schenk because he's got the confirmed results.
It's great to hear from our athletes down there. And then from Lauren Gregg as well, a little summary here. We had a weekend of drama and everything. And in a second, we're going to have the confirmed results to show you. Here we go. Team England, 50:35. That's the winning time, 20 seconds down. Team USA, incredible job here by Megan Jacoby, who managed to take 11 seconds out of the England time, just not enough. Germany in 3, Italy in 4, Belgium 5, France in 6. We got Canada in 7, Australia in 8, Sweden in 9, Denmark in 10, and then Scotland in 11, Switzerland in 12. Ireland in 13, 14 Austria, 15 Portugal, 16 Australia, 17 Poland, 18 the Netherlands, and then including one of our elite 15 athletes, Pelayo Menendez in Spain in 19th. 7 minutes and 11 down, and as we've seen, Team Korea did not finish the race here today. What an incredible race it's been. For the first time ever, the Hyrox Mixed Team Relay World Championship, well, that event part of the World Championships. It has been part of the general racing throughout the Hyrox season before, a very popular event that eventually started off to get more athletes into the sport, and then the elite caught onto it as well, and it just exploded. And that's just the little history about what we've just witnessed here today. And with that, back down to Lauren.
Well, thank you so much, Till. It was so cool as well to see Korea go out so hard and actually have some real time in the spotlight before they did begin to drop back. Do you expect them so high on the warble, on the ski erg? It's been a long weekend.
No, I didn't, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know a huge amount about the Korean athletes. I knew the two guys had put in an incredibly fast men's doubles time, the 57-minute I think they done in Asia recently. So we know they can move. So yeah, they started out really well, but yeah, unfortunately didn't quite continue it.
So Team USA, they went in as arguably clear favourites amongst everyone, and not like they fell short of that, but if you were Zara Piergiani on the warbles and you had maybe like a buffer of 20, but you knew Megan Jacoby was breathing down your neck, how much resolve did Zara show
A lot.
to get through that and across the line?
Yeah, a lot. There was a lot of pressure. If there's one person you don't want chasing you down on warbles, it's Megan Jacoby, and you want that buffer. You know that you cannot break. Because her cycle rate was so great. I don't think she got any no reps, or Zara got a couple. They were just flawless warbles from Megan, and Zara knew, like, she just couldn't let up, and no, she really performed under pressure.
Yeah, Megan's never not gone unbroken, but her entire team, especially with a late arrival of Lauren Rantyler, that was pretty unexpected for the entire group, but she handled herself with real class. Yeah,
she did, and like I said, it was her third race of the weekend. She's racing the individual, in the mixed doubles today. She really put in a good performance.
Ryan Kent, he obviously put out a very emotional post in the week that he hadn't felt like he had lived up to expectation. Do you think a second in this event, a bit of a lift at the close of what's been a very hard year for him personally, might just help him see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, hopefully. He started out the season incredibly strong. He won the major in Chicago, and then since then, like, he lost his father, and he's not quite performed like as he'd wanted. I think he's lost a little motivation, a little oomph in his training and everything like that. So hopefully tonight's performance can lift him, and hopefully he's enjoyed it and, you know, found a bit of love for it again.
Yeah, I think on behalf of the entire Hyrox family, we send all of our love to a number of athletes who are going through personal things at home, but still found a way to make it and deliver on the floor here in Nice, which is pretty impressive that they can really deliver when the time counts, despite everything else going on. Behind us, as you can see, we are gearing up for the final podiums of the entire weekend, which, Greg, you will attest to has been an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Amazing atmosphere, like from even before the athletes were in here, when the spectators on Friday night. It's continued throughout the weekend. Some unbelievable performances. Like, people really wanted this, and like 2 of the best Elite 15 races we've ever seen on Friday night, and it's just continued. And to finish up with this relay, amazing atmosphere, and again, amazing performances. Yeah, loved every second of it.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much do we want the pro mixed relay back at every single race?
11.
Yeah, I know, right? That was such fun.
Yeah, loved it. And I think, you know, if we do, you'll get teams like spending longer on the selections, picking teams, looking at specialists, looking outside the sport. I think we could see some really fast times over the years.
Well, that's what's so interesting, because as Hyrox does begin to develop, you do find athletes kind of finding their niche. And this could easily be a niche for athletes that maybe aren't drawn to the endurance element of Hyrox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're just purely training year round to run 1 kilometre and then the station, and then another kilometre in the station, completely different training to a typical Hyrox event, and that specialisation will result in some fast times.
Even if perhaps it didn't necessarily work out today.
Yeah. No, it didn't work out today. I think it could in the future.
Were there any major surprises in your mind of, say, the top 5, top 10?
I thought maybe Belgium would be a little bit more in the mix. I think they finished 4th or 5th ultimately. I thought they might be pushing the lead, and really we didn't see them a huge amount throughout the race, like with England taking the lead so early on. So I thought that might have played out, and then, like I said, I thought some of the specialisation choices would have played out, but again, even like some of the specialisations were really on the ergs, the ski erg being the first station, but we didn't see it. You know, it was from the start really experienced Hyrox athletes taking the lead, and yeah, we didn't see the specialists really.
And I feel like what was even more impressive was, given that the amount that most of the specialist Hyrox athletes had raced,
Yeah.
they were still able to deliver at such pace and speed after what, almost 3 races over the course of a weekend.
Yeah, amazing. That's something with the top level athletes. They seem to be able to get up and do it again very quickly. Like, Hyrox for me takes a huge amount out of me for a long time, but some of these top athletes can get up the next day. Some of them race 2 times in one day. They're getting up and doing it again, and putting in really unbelievable performances.
How are the old quads?
They're holding up, actually. They're holding up. Whether I should go out drinking tonight and partying, I don't know, but I'm going to.
It is kind of part of that Hyrox culture to some extent, that you have big moments like this, not just at World Championships, I might add, but also around the majors. And then the night after, everyone goes out and has a good time. I feel that's kind of special to this, because you don't get that in a lot of other sports.
No, you don't. There's a great community in this sport, and you know, everyone's so supportive of each other. Everyone's good friends. Like, there's a lot of banter between the countries tonight, for example, but they're all good friends. It's really great community.
Look who it is! Mr. Dylan Scott, give us a twirl. You've got a lovely... Look, it's August. But this is exactly it, right? You're here with your family. We're in Nice. You've got your little one on your back. Absolutely. And you're walking away a world champion today in the doubles. Does it get much better than this?
Not really. It can't. It can't get much better than this. I said, even going into Friday night, I told my wife, I said, look, worst case scenario, I wake up in the south of France tomorrow. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for saying hi. Hello. Cutie. Oh, you guys, I cannot wait to see you on the floor next year. But it is time to crown some champions. So we'll head on over to our man on the ground, Mr. PMA, Faisal, to take it away.
Okay, all athletes, please, can you go behind the podium? Ryan. Ryan, let's go, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen. In third place from the US, in third place from Germany, Linda Meyer, Tobias Ludwin, Dominic Molzan, and Viola Oberlander. And in second place, from the USA, Ryan Kent, Hunter McIntyre, Lauren Rattler, and Megan Jacoby. And in first place, your world champions of 2024. It gives me great pride to say that England are your winning team. Jake Williamson, Michael Sandbach, Kate Davey, and Zara Pirajani. Please all stand for the national anthem of England.
I can't think of a more fitting end to what's been somewhat an incredible season, give or take the singing over the microphone. But that is exactly what Hyrox is all about. We have been through the ups and downs of 4 majors, 2 last chance qualifiers, and it all ended here in Nice. Massive thank you to absolutely everyone who has tuned in over the last 8 months, to those athletes who have laid everything on the line to entertain us at home and achieve their dreams. Not to mention all of the Hyrox staff that work tirelessly to put these events on, the content teams that work late into the night, and every single person who gives up their free time to come and judge and look after the athletes when they're out on the floor, check them in, make sure their wall balls are at depth. Those guys are the true heroes. And of course, from myself, from Till Schenk and Greg Williams, we have had the absolute honor of bringing this show to you over the course of this season, and we couldn't be more proud to be the people chosen to have this job. So thank you very much for watching. But finally, for the last time from here in Nice, it is goodbye.
Did you really think I'd just sit here and watch?